Welcome, everybody, to our Monday night empowerment session. And tonight we are going to do a little bit different. We're going to do some recap from the most recent virtual kickoff for 2022, which is why I've got Soul Vision up here, because it's really pretty much helped lay out for us to determine what our vision is for either our soul business or how we want to use a soul to help ourselves and friends and family. As always, if you would like to get updates or reminders about 15 minutes before we start on Monday nights, text the word LEARN to 1-866-256-1970. And that will have the link to make it very easy for you to join in with us. So like I was saying, this past Friday night and then Saturday, we had the virtual kickoff for Soul, celebrating our 10th year in business already. That is frankly quite amazing to me, because I was one of the fortunate people that got to sign up on the day that Soul started. And it just, time has flown by and we've seen so many lives changed and in so many different ways that really is hard for me to believe that we've had 10 years go by already. But what I want to do is share some of the highlights, some really new and exciting changes that are going to happen. And then I'm going to open it up to conversation with everyone. And I hope to hear some of your takeaways and things that really you walked away with saying that you were so glad that you got the opportunity to participate. So if you didn't get the chance to see, there's a phenomenal new, little, very short, just about 2 minutes long video that Dr. Allison did that they showed us on this. And I wanted to take a moment and share it because this does such a great job at explaining adaptogens and on the market right now.
Hi, I'm Dr. Allison Caldwell-Andrews. Let's talk for just a bit today about adaptogens. You may have noticed that adaptogens are all the rage in the natural health world these days. It seems like everyone is featuring them as cutting-edge marvels. So you may be asking yourself, what actually is an adaptogen? Adaptogens are a special class of herbs, and this class is based on the way adaptogens work to help improve a wide variety of body concerns, and the classification is also based on their incredible safety for use, daily or multiple times per day. Adaptogens help a person adapt to and be protected from the problematic physical and mental effects of stress. These days, stress is everywhere, from traffic, daily schedule demands, information overload, processed foods, pollutants, toxins, and so forth. All this stress accumulates and impacts your body, your mind, and your life. Adaptogens help you cope by boosting stamina, strengthening immunity, reducing the impact of stress hormones, improving anxiety, and improving depression, protecting the body's organ functioning like liver, brain, heart, etc., and improving your resilience or your ability to recover. You may wonder why you're only hearing about adaptogens recently, when the truth is, adaptogens have been around for many, many centuries. Although adaptogens have been valued in traditional medicine practices throughout the world, these herbs weren't widely recognized until the Russians began using them, first as a state secret for their Olympic athletes, their military, and their astronauts in the 1950s to 70s. It was Russian scientists that coined the term adaptogen when they discovered that one adaptogenic plant could offer a wide variety of medicinal actions, the kinds of actions that you typically need a large number of different plants to create. One plant could therefore help people with a wide variety of needs because that plant contained so many medicinal components. There are a number of herbs that have been classified as adaptogens. You may have heard of ashwagandha, rhodiola, eleuthero, raponticum, holy basil, for example. There are dozens more. Maintaining good health might seem complicated. After all, each one of us is different. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. However, adaptogens customize their benefits to match a person's particular needs. You could say your body can select what it needs from a wide array of medicinal plant components. So if you're looking for a holistic health solution, adaptogens could very well be the answer that you need.
I love this video for many reasons. One being the It's showing the power of these plants and why they have made such a big difference in everyone's health, my clients, my customers' health, why we were able to get rid of so many different plants that many of us were using
Hi.
and then just shift to just using adaptogens or adaptogen-based formulas. And one of the things that I believe it was Lon that shared, I love this statement. You know, it is time for Soul Naturals to own the adaptogen space. I find it very curious that 10 years ago when the company was launched and there was a goal, not a goal, they had made a decision that every formula would have at least one adaptogen. At that point, I had so many people that were asking me, what are these? And then we started to see more of it show up on the marketplace to where I was even seeing commercials for mattresses talk about the adaptogenic properties of the mattress, which I found very entertaining. But you've got other companies that are now adding them into the products and talking about how, this is this brand new way of doing it. Well, Soul has, like always, it set the bar and to set the bar high. And so I like that it was presented that it is now time for Soul Naturals to own the adaptogen space. We got the opportunity to hear from Hope Anderson. Hope has done a phenomenal job with things that she has brought to the table for the company. I believe she's been with the company about 2 years at this point. I could be wrong, but she was talking about referral marketing. Otherwise, and I've known this for a long time, I have only, when I had my shop for that 23 years, the only marketing or advertising that I ever paid for was my listing in the phone book. All my other marketing was done through word of mouth or otherwise referrals, people telling me, hey, Valerie, help me. You need to go see her, or you need to call her. You need to talk to her. And if you think about it, we do referral marketing all the time. When we're talking to people about, I saw this great movie, have you watched it? Or I've eaten at this restaurant, and then you've got to try the sirloin steak there. Whatever it is, we tend to take those recommendations put much more weight under them or on them than we do with, just seeing an ad in the paper or on the TV. And these are some of the stats that Hope was sharing about that and the power of referral marketing. Well, this becomes important with a new program that Soul is launching that I'm very excited about. And it's called Share the Wellth Referral Program. And notice the play on words there for wealth. And it is a 10-10 type model. And this is fantastic. So if I am telling my friend Elaine that, Elaine, you would really probably benefit really well from this adaptable, or Elaine's talking to me saying, Valerie, what is it that you used for Troy and got such good results? I said, well, it's this adaptable, and you might want to try this. And the neat thing is we can give them a code. This will be launched this week. We can ask Greg later exactly what time it will, but this week it's coming out. And there is a code that we will be able to give to these people so that when they go in and make their first purchase, this is requirements is first purchase, they have the code, they can put it in at the end when they're paying for their product, and it will take that discount of the $10 off. Now, the neat thing is not only do they get the $10 off, but the person who referred them will also get $10 worth of Solle Rewards added to their account, which, could make all the difference for being able maybe to add something else into their shopping cart experience. There is only a limit, I believe, of 59 or 60 times a year that a Soul member can do this. At that point, and that's only because they have to give a 1099 if you roll over $600 in those benefits. And so that is why there's a limit. But at that point, someone's already maybe starting a business and they don't even realize it. But so many people get excited about how they're feeling and they want to share it with people. And referral codes are very powerful. So how do you know what your referral code is? If you are a member, then it will be the word Soul plus your account number. The example I have here is one of my daughter's account is number 303. And she, as a member, would be Soul 303. That would be the referral code. For myself, because I am a specialist and I have a replicated site, it becomes my replicated site name, which if you know your replicated site is going to be soulnaturals.com/, and then whatever your name is. Mine is Soulfire. So my code number is just plain old Soulfire. It's so simple to do. Everybody will have a referral code option that they can give to people. This is very exciting. And if you, like I said, there's no cards to use. You just know what your account number is and you can go forward. So when someone uses this code on their first time order, again, only on a first time order, the new person gets $10 off their order. There is a $35 minimum for that order. And then the member or specialist that referred them gets, like I said, the $10 in Solle Rewards. If this person who refers someone is a member and that person does go ahead and make a purchase and sign up, then they're automatically enrolled underneath the member's mentor. So the member will get the $10 in Solle Rewards. The new member or person that purchases gets $10 off the order, and then the mentor will get the Soul Quick bonus for that order that we're used to, the commission. This is a very, very powerful program, very, very simple. People have gotten very familiar with the idea of referral codes. And what I love is that we're giving people the opportunity, a little added incentive to try out something, but it's also something with no, they're not going to be so concerned about, what am I getting into? They can just get in and try the product and get the experience, the benefits, the very powerful benefits that Soul brings to the table. Now, we also got to hear Brittany Hodak speak, and she is, I was not aware of her before, but she is very powerful in what she talks about with creating super fans, is what she calls them. And so we got to listen to her speak, and then we were given a link for a 32-page download workbook that I've already started working through. It was very powerful because she understands the power of those recommendations, the power of customer service, the power of taking care of your people. And she uses the acronym of SUPER to represent that. S being story. What is your story? Why are you doing what you do? What did Soul change for you? What is the impact? U stands for understand. How is it that, how do you make certain that you understand your customer story and what people want? Validation. They want to know that they matter. For instance, I knew that all those years with the shop, there was many times clients would come in, they didn't need anything. They just needed to be heard. And you know what? That was okay. I was there for them. And that did give validation. When you're personalized and connecting, you're showing these clients that you care about them. I was always very pleased. I kept so much data up in my brain. A lot of you guys know that I have a photographic memory, but I would also carry around lists in my pockets. And my lists were the things I need to get done. Because I wanted to use my brain to remember the birth dates of and names of all my clients' children and grandchildren. In fact, I have one woman who's to her great-grandchildren, and she told me, she almost know the names and dates of all my great-grandchildren and grandchildren's births better than I do. Well, it was important to me to make that connection, to know that they mattered. And I really do care about them. So then experience, making certain that you take good care of your people that you're helping. They want to know that they matter. And that is something that, frankly, that is lacking for so many people across the board, no matter what they're dealing with. And with more of a virtual world right now, that can be even more challenging because they're losing that personal touch. And then talking about repeat, so that you repeat what you're doing to make certain that you take care of people. So again, simple, but very important. And she talks about and shared this quote: the purpose of a business is to create a customer who creates customers. So I saw this over the years that, both before I had a shop, while I had a shop, and now that I'm in my second year of not having a shop again and going back to doing all my work this way. Once you have that referral or that ripple effect created because you do such a good job of taking care of people, then it is effortless, the people that you get to reach out and touch and be able to help. And I had a great example that happened not too long ago with a person that I had referred to someone. And they were kind of concerned with the price point of this service that I was directing them towards. But their husband told them, and keep in mind, this has been a client of mine for 25 years. The husband said, you know, I don't care what the price point is. Valerie told us that that's what she thinks that we should do, and we're going to do it because Valerie said. I kid you not, in the ensuing months after that, it was almost on a weekly basis that that wife was calling me and thanking me for connecting them with that person who was able to take care of them with that modality. That is going above and beyond and creating that customer that becomes a friend and family because you're taking care of them. And so that was really resonated with me and made sense. And I was so familiar with me and helped to underscore why I had been so successful with taking care of people. So that was something that I wanted to make certain that I shared. And also there was some sharing about understanding missions, what your long-term mission was, your short-term mission. We had great analogies tied to understanding that we meet and have all kinds of different people in our organizations or our clients, comparing them to trees, different trees needing suns, more sun, some needing more shade, some needing a mixture, some more water, some less water, because everyone is an individual. And I do believe that even though I am striving to give everyone the same high-end experience, at the same time, I am individualizing their experience so that they are getting what they need. So now I've asked Greg Halliday to take a few minutes and share some of his thoughts tied to, there we go, trying to turn that on there. Greg, if you want to take it away now, I've got you up on the screen.
Thank you, Val. Hi, everybody. It's great to be here with you. I think I probably enjoyed the virtual kickoff probably as much as any of you who were able to meet with this. I hope it becomes, we were talking about this afterwards, I hope it becomes a really powerful tradition. It was a little different this year. Did you notice that there was time, quite a bit of time in between sessions? And we noticed so many people who had planned sometimes even trips with their group where they all traveled to one of their team's home, or in the case of, like, for instance, Corinne Lott, and she and her team all rented an Airbnb down here in Utah, and a bunch of them flew in from all over and watched virtual together. And we heard that in Louisiana, that Chris was there at a place, and Dolores and a group of people. And so I don't know how many had a chance to get together with some others. There were a number. I think Rachel was there at Satinkas, Rachel and that whole group in Southern California. So one purpose of the virtual kickoff was to unify us at the start of the year, share the latest of what is in plan, and also in what is being learned from where things are in the market. And I feel like if that can become a tradition where both things happen, we provide really good quality training, and our commitment is to make it better, hopefully better every time, because this is the year of innovation. One thought that's just over and over and turns over in my mind since convention really was, with so much change, there is so much opportunity for all of us to innovate. And I'll describe a little bit what I mean by that. But the virtual kickoff is definitely that, and some things were announced as Valerie kind of reviewed that are incredible game changers when you start to think about it. On the surface, they're really good. On the surface, they're really neat. But if you think about them a little bit further, they're literal game changers and quite powerful for all those who want to increase their influence to bring this message that we all love so much into others' lives. I like it. I don't even have to rethink it, because every time I get a chance to share, it's just so in front of my face that we can make a difference, a huge difference in people's health. Having a little bit of education, which they can get here, and all the resources makes all the difference in a lot of the health challenges that are just going to keep coming. They're going to take on different shapes and sizes, but that's just part of it. They're going to keep coming. And thankfully, nature is really amazing in what is there for us, as we can take advantage of it, and really centered around these adaptogens, which I believe are these central normalizers, make such a difference when we combine them with our nutrition. So that's part of it. The other part is really giving people some optimism and some security and some control, a degree of control. It's such an interesting thing, because the more we do this, the greater the degree of control we have over our fluctuations due to changes in society. We'll still experience these different challenges, but the fluctuations become just minuscule over time as the control of our own situation gets improved and expanded. And honestly, we don't talk about it as much. It is parallel purpose of Solle to give people that kind of control in their life, and the mental health that grants to all of us is not, in my opinion, able to be measured, because it's a source and it's a part of so much of what people struggle with. So there's a lot of changes in the world, and things are different, but there are also numerous opportunities that are emerging because of all this. We're seeing some of those at Solle. Boy, I wish we could see them all, right? But we're seeing some really, really important ones and some big ones. And what we saw at the virtual kickoff is the first piece of that. And I honestly feel like it'll be such a game changer. Valerie mentioned the referral codes, and I'm not sure exactly which day this week that they'll be, because they are doing, it's one of those things where the ribbons you can tie on are endless. There are little neat things you can attach to it. And so I'm not quite sure exactly which day, but we'll probably know by tomorrow. But it'll be this week sometime. I think that's why Jordan just mentioned this week. He's got a number of plans tied to it. But I do think that it's something everyone can use. Can I just say something about the referral codes for just a quick second?
Sure.
So the concept is really easy, right? Everyone has a code now. Everyone who ever buys anything has an automatically generated code. And it's a really simple code, because in the normal process of buying, at the end, there's a little box that says, if you have any referral codes, put them in here. And so if someone gives you the code, you save money. And not only do you save money, but the person who gave the code gets product credit. And I love that. It is simple, like Valerie said, but super powerful. And the reason that I like it is because it is a true win-win. Everyone benefits from it. And as I think of, any business, and I'm thinking of all of yours, many of you on this webinar, I don't know, if you add it up all over time, if you're doing this for any amount of time, you start to build up a large number of members, people who have used products, and hopefully they've had a great experience. And I feel like, for me, part of the responsibility that I feel is give the very best quality product and also make them affordable. That there's this dual responsibility. And so sometimes they'll always make me wince a little when some people will say, well, Solle products are kind of on the high side of price, because they're actually, price is one thing and value is actually the true measure of a product. Value is what comes of the product, what changes happen, how dense is the nutrition, what is the actual worth. And Solle products are so loaded, the value is much greater than the price. We just happen to always sell, pardon my analogy, when you're going to the restaurant, the loaded baked potato, we can't help but load them. We don't sell simple products with one thing in them. The D3 has goji and gaduchi and all these other super rich nutrients, alfalfa and plantain, and a bacteria that produces B12 in your body. And the reason for that is the wonderful synergy of nature, but it also makes for a product whose value is ultra high. So I never look at them. I just want you to know that. I don't look at them as high price because they're actually very, very value priced, because they generate what several bottles would take to generate in a formula for you. And that's having lived in the industry for 30 years. So for me, that's already how Solle builds itself. But going back to this referral program, this is a way for people, as they look at sort of that reality of, oh, this month I've got this and that, and my spending money, my cash money, my money that's liquid that I can utilize, I feel it's tighter. Do you know what this referral program is? There's now another way for people to generate an increase in their ability to buy nutrition for themselves and care for themselves and their family. Up until now, it was all based on their own purchases. As they purchased, a percentage came in Solle Rewards to reward them, usually 10%, right? If they were doing an auto ship, a Solle Safe, 25%, up to 25%. But still, it's based on them purchasing, right? Here's the first time where a person can have an infinite number of rewards flow into their account, not based on what they purchased, but based on who they help. So even if they don't want to build a business, they know they've got you or Valerie or any one of the leaders on this call that's willing to help if that person wants to consult and learn more. And boy, I sure hope they do, because their life will change. But even if they don't, sharing that code lets that person save, and it can flow into my account. And here's another way where I can, like Valerie said, I'm usually doing this with my nutrition. Because I've got these rewards coming in, I'm going to add this, which I really do want to take every month, but I've been rationing myself based on, kind of my budget. I love stuff like this, you guys. Anytime we can do something that takes a limit off, and so that no matter what situation the person's in, no matter where their income is, they've actually got now a way that through their own purchases, they get back from the company, and through the referral codes, they also get back. So I love that principle. The other thought that I wanted to share with you is Brittany Hodak, and Valerie talked about her. The superfan is not a new principle. In fact, it is the most tried and true principle of any organization or business. But I think Brittany says it in the way that people need to hear it in this newer generation, and not just the newer generation, but this social media connected world. There's a vernacular, and there's an energy, a type of energy that flows through it. And I think she gets that, and she shared that with us at Solle. Here's how people are going to hear this. And so she just packaged this tried and true principle in a way that I also think is game changing, because I think you do that naturally. You connect deeply with someone, even once, on anything, and they know you care about them, and then they have a good experience with product because you'll be there for answers and to tweak as they go forward. I just think there are super fans all over Solle, and the potential for many more as we provide these technologies that make it easier to reach out, easier to connect in, easier for someone to claim that Solle reward, that Solle family, because the rewards that come from Solle family are education, support. I call it social prosperity. I kind of use that term in my remarks on the last night. Solle can bring someone social prosperity. And I just think a flourishing of relationships that are meaningful to them, of like-minded individuals that really inspire them. That's what I mean by social prosperity. Well, to me, all these tools and all these innovations and more that you'll see as the year goes forward is to make that part easier so that you can spend the time where you spend it with people, doing what you do and connecting. And that was our hope with Virtual Kickoff, is to hopefully we start a tradition where we get together to study and improve each year. That becomes an annual tradition. Awesome. and provide continuing education among us on things that are difference makers in strengthening one another. Anyway, that's back to you, Valerie. Those are a couple of my observations.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So my ending quote is, do what you do so well that they will want to see it again and bring their friends. And that was from Walt Disney. And for me, we already have it with the products. The products, there's none that compare to it. We have the soul culture, the soul family, and bringing your heart to the table and, you know, taking care of people. That to me is what that means. And that to me is what soul is all about. Next week, I will be finishing up the 4-category series, which talking about the Soul Naturals Balance category. So I hope that you will join us for that next Monday.